Here with Merrimack head coach Scott Borek after a 2-1 loss Saturday night at Boston College. Coach, we start with just an opening comment on the game.
Well, it's a good game. Both teams played really hard. We just eliminated a couple of D-zone mistakes there, and it's a different game. But I liked our bounce back as a team to stay in that game and actually at times control that game. But they're a very good team, and we knew that coming in. And they'll be a dangerous team again tomorrow night.
All right, open up to questions. Mike McMahon, do you want to start us off this one?
Sure. Coach, if you could first just talk a little bit about that Logan Drachev line. I know Breuer and Jeffries in particular had 17 shots. I think with Logan they combined for 22. Just what did you see from that trio in particular? Because it seemed like when they were on the ice, they were dominating the game.
No, I thought that they were moving their feet. They were on the attack. Alex obviously went through a process last year that ended up getting him to Merrimack, but it included BC, and I think he played like a man today. He wanted the puck. He owned the puck, didn't back down from any of the responsibilities, continued to attack. Knight made a couple of really good saves on him. He hit a post. I just like the offense that got those guys credit, but it was it wasn't enough tonight. But I think that they played pretty hard, and they should come out of that game with some confidence.
Question from John Leahy.
Yeah, Scott, BC got that first goal 90 seconds in, and you guys had to weather the storm a little bit there in the first period. But the game definitely seemed to settle in. What adjustments did you see from that point on that helped turn the tide in your favor, so to speak?
I think it's just getting comfortable and confident. I didn't think that, I thought we were giving up a lot of space in the first period, first 7-8 minutes, and they got a lot of room to make plays. But I thought we did a much better job as the game wore on and not doing that. And our defense really started to take it to rush early, and that I thought was very positive for us. So if we can, continue to play the neutral zone like that, you'll see us play a lot better on our own end. And that's what happened. We slowed down the rush, allowed our reload guys and our forwards to get back and contribute, and we were able to defend much better. But that first goal was really a killer. They score early. We had bodies there. We just didn't have coverage. They got great sticks. I mean, if you're going to leave one of those guys net front, they're going to score. And it was disappointing we didn't have a guy there, but I thought we responded to that pretty well.
Question from Mike Macknick.
Hey, Scott, it seemed like Mike mentioned the Drachev line. It seemed like one of the keys tonight certainly was the play of Ben Breuer. It seemed like, you need to control the play around the offensive net front, and he seemed like he was there. I know we've seen that at times from him in the past, like last year, but was that the best game that you've seen him play, and how much of a difference does it make on that line when he's able to get to those dirty net front areas?
It's funny when we got Ben, he's kind of an offensive player. Obviously, he's also a guy who can go up and down the rink on the rush, and that's what he kind of made hay in junior hockey. Was he was really good off the rush. He was really good in space, and what I've liked about his game this year, he's been more than willing to get into traffic, get into people's space. Did a nice job net front. Actually created the goal for us on his stuff with Vinny coming down, Zach Vanel. So I've been really pleased with Ben really all year. But I think tonight he really upped his game and made us much more effective as a group. And I think that's exciting. When those guys are playing like that, they create all those opportunities and they play off of each other. Three very smart players who play off of each other pretty well.
Question from Mike McMahon.
I would imagine you were, but were you happy with the amount of push you were able to get in the third period? I mean, almost 20 shots on net there in the third period alone, and quite a few chances in the final minute and a half with the goal he pulled. Were you happy with the amount of pressure you were able to get there? Obviously, you prefer the goal, but just the amount of chances that were generated there?
I certainly was. I liked our composure. I liked our attack, that we stayed on the attack. What happens a lot, people come in this building, and if they get scored on early, they over-respect the opponent. And it's hard to play when people are in your space. And I thought tonight we were able to do that. And then we get to the net front, that 6-on-5, I thought we had some really good looks. They got a couple big saves and they cleared pucks and did a good job. I thought it was a good hockey game, and I was, disappointed in the result of it. But, I think we made a step coming into this building and playing that way where, we've had some horror shows in the past.
Another question from Mike Macknick.
You mentioned earlier the early goal that you gave up a minute and a half in. So then Zach Borzil goes the rest of the night, 58 and a half minutes, and they only beat him once. A team that's got obviously some pretty high end talent on it. His play in response in that situation seemed like it was a key tonight.
Well, Zach has a little swagger. Like, they got Spencer Knight at the other end, and he knows going into that game, we can't give up many, right? We can't give up many because he's going to make it real hard on us to score. And I think Zach played with a lot of confidence. He has swagger. He gets in the net and puck went in. He just took a drink of water and got back to work. And that's what you need from your guy. And I thought he gave that to us. And he gave us a chance to win the hockey game, even though he got beat on that first shot, which was fully played by his teammates. He just buckled back in and kept playing.
Question from Mike McMahon.
I know you've been saying that you guys are, focusing on yourselves and things like that. But I mean, 2 weekends in a row now where you've got your opponent switched out on you, a day before going into the games. How difficult has that been on the preparation, I guess, as you go into just the last 2 weeks of having it happen, not only once, but now twice in a row?
Yeah, and it's no one feels sorry for you, but it was not easy. We're going to play in Vermont. It's going to be much more of a tongue war. We've kind of prepared our players for that. We've done some things in practice which are geared towards playing against in that kind of a hockey game and that kind of a weekend. And then we get transferred over to BC, who's kind of more of a wide open, getting the open ice and really challenge you with their pace. And I thought that our guys did a nice job responding. We practiced this morning because the change of opponent happened after our last practice. So we practiced this morning, and I thought our guys adjusted really well. And, at the end of the day, and I think I said this to you before, like we're doing much bigger chances of focusing on ourselves and our opponent. And I think it was really positive for our team. And I think when we're through this kind of craziness, that's going to be our mantra moving forward, because I think we are growing as a group. And getting our group to continue to get better is what we should focus on, not who we're playing.
Another question from Mike Macknick.
Scott, looking back to last weekend, so you finally, started to get your guys back last weekend. You got almost everybody back. I know you're waiting for Max Newton, but just about everybody there. And so now you look at the last 3 games, and you got 3 1-goal losses against pretty good teams, including a couple teams that had taken it to you, before that. So how close are you guys, and what will make the difference in turning the 1-goal losses into wins?
Confidence. Confidence. I think continuing to attack, continuing to preach on it, playing on your toes, continuing to be aggressive. I think each of these players, which we've challenged them, they came here with confidence, and we just need to play with that confidence, play with the swagger you came here with, and we'll be fine. I think for whatever reason, we've been trying to rebuild and regrow a team and a program, and so our guys have not been as confident as they need to be. This team's confidence is obviously really growing. Our defensive group, now with everybody in, has played really well. We did lose Dennison tonight, so he's going to be out for a while. But I thought the other 6 guys, Tyler Height stepped in, played really well, and it's been really positive. The play of our defensive group, Dom Dockery has played great all year. The last 2 weekends, I think, have been the best hockey I've seen him have. And as he plays like that and eats up minutes on the PK and eats up minutes 5-on-5, that's a real positive thing for our hockey club. And that's been great to see. I've been really happy with our 3 seniors, Pat Kramer, Dom Dockery, and Pat Holloway, the 3 of them. It's the most difficult situation for them because they're trying to build a resume on this season, but they've locked in on our team and our team's growth and our program's growth. And I'm really impressed with it, and excited for what they have ahead of us this season, but really impressed with the way they've locked in.
All right, we'll take one more question tonight for Scott from Mike McMahon.
Obviously, there's no moral victories and things of that nature, but I mean, just looking at the schedule, and Mike already kind of hinted at it, you got three games in a row here again with 1-goal losses against teams that I think many thought would be at the top of the league. And really all 7 of your games so far now have been against, 3 teams that I think a lot of people would think would be at the top of the league. Has that done anything for the confidence, or has that had to be a message at all, from a confidence standpoint as you move forward and be like, hey guys, the record's not where we want it, but we're playing, we're testing ourselves kind of against the middle of Hockey East right now, and 1 goal away from, these last 3 games, 1 goal away from getting a W.
Yeah, and I think that our our schedule is what it is, but it's been almost funny playing UMass, Northeastern 4 times, now BC, just because of where they are in the league. But everybody in this league is good. When we were getting ready for Vermont, I watched Maine play Vermont, and gosh, that would have been a brutal series with Vermont. So this is just another good team in our league. But I really believe we're close. I really believe that the biggest thing we have to do as a staff and our leadership has to do is continue the climb. The good news this year is because of the COVID, because of the league, everybody's in the playoffs. We just want to be playing really well in March and getting ourselves prepared to be the best team we can be. And I actually think playing BC tonight, Northeastern and UMass is pushing our progress along. So that's how I'm trying to approach it as a coach. It's really disappointing to have 6 losses, and I think 4 of them are by 1 goal. But at the end of the day, we're still growing as a team and a program, and I think these games are good for us.